Three, two, one. Good evening, everybody. How are you doing tonight? My name is Ash, and it's another Ash on Comics Live story stream. And I hope you all didn't get too impatient. When I go live like that and I'm throwing the music, believe me, I'm not just making you wait because I get my jollies on it. I'm actually working behind the scenes and getting everything in working order. And it's difficult to do when you're solo. When I had a co-host, I could have my co-host kind of jibber jabber while I was doing all the stuff, but it's difficult to multitask and get the stream thing going and get all the scenes up and everything. And while you're trying to talk and do it, and it just end up stuttering, and you know how it goes. You guys are all pros. Take a look at the chat. Who we got going on tonight? We see Nalo was the first person here. Nalo wins the points. Good on you. Kay's here. Happy to see you. Skip, always a pleasure. Maverick, shout out. Ed Brewer says, yo. And right on. Apparently, some people missaw that the stream was ending. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But Eric is here in the house. Eric Breen, one of the longest listeners of the channel. Always good to see you, Eric. Says, greetings, fellow humans. Ed says, I hope it's a good Batman story, Ash. Well, me too. I think you're going to be pleased with what I have in store for you. I hope I am. I haven't read this story, so this is going to be a raw reaction. I have a feeling many of you may not have read it either. I'm kind of pushing the limits of my own kind of ethics on this. But, you know, I feel like a little civil disobedience because I feel that what's going on in the world is a little extreme. And so I'm pushing the envelopes of my ethics on what I'm doing. Normally, you know, I'm not really for spoiling comics and stuff. I want, you know, like, I don't want to encourage. I know piracy's out there. I can't stop anyone from pirating a comic, you know. And it's not like if I don't read it on YouTube, it's like, oh, they're never gonna see it. They're just gonna go somewhere else. So I don't really feel bad about that, but I don't really necessarily want to contribute that. However, I also feel like doing the thing that I do here is a little bit different. I'm not giving you the comic. You can't. I mean, you're getting a reading of it. It's not much different than if you came over to my house and read the comic. Plus, I kind of justify it in my own head that I get like less than 20 people watching. So it's not like I'm going out to 100,000 people and I'm getting all sorts of YouTube bucks off this. I'm not making any money. We're all friends here. This is a pandemic. And since we're not allowed out of the house, you're not allowed to come to my house. You're not allowed to. The government says no. So I'm going to share it to you over the webs. We're going to all be in my virtual house. Hopefully that's good for you. It's good for me. Hopefully everyone's doing well out there. Let's see. Eric says he's been staying with his family for a week and that the drugs are starting to work. Well, yeah, sometimes it's good to have some drugs. Remember, kids, don't do drugs. Tonight I'm doing a little bit of Kentucky bourbon. Another shout out to my Kentucky friend Eric. A little Maker's Mark on the rocks. Kind of forgot that I don't have a. I forgot that I had a 1.75 bottle. I haven't drank in a long time. I got it back when I was doing the Ash and Bat show, and it kind of just wet my whistle, kind of loosened me up for the show because I was trying to, you know, be a little bit more lively and entertaining. The chat is really quiet. You guys are tripping me out here. Skip says bourbon sounds perfect right now. Yeah, it is. And I was shocked. I haven't touched it in the cupboard in months. And I was shocked to go up and look at it and go, yeah, there's only a couple inches left in the bottle. I don't remember it being this far down. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to replacing it. Anyways, I don't really drink much, but it's nice to have a low ball glass right now. I can sip on it while we read some comics and have some bedtime. Eric says, I see Ash will be needing a temperance lecture later. Hey, shut up, druggie. We're going to have to get you a... What do they call those things? Where you sit someone down, and everyone tells them, it's on the tip of my head, of my tongue. You guys know what I'm talking about. I can't remember. I guess, Eric, you're off the hook. I can't remember. So I hope everyone's been doing good. What have you guys been reading? Have you guys been binging on things in between? Tonight, of course, we're doing Birthright issue number 3. Hopefully you guys have been following along. It's a really fun series. And before that, I've got the New Adventures. Sorry, that's not what it's called. What is it called? It's called Batman, The Adventures Continue. It's a new book, DC's first. I picked it up, bought it. You can buy it right now on Comixology for 99 cents. Or 86 cents if you are a Comixology Unlimited member, which I am. Pay that $5.99 a month. Get access to all sorts of comics. It's a really good deal. And you get an additional 15% off your purchases. So that can also come in handy. Eric says intervention. So I see you're familiar with that process, my friend. I don't know if it's a little unnerving when the chat's so quiet. Englantine's doing an auction stream right now, and I didn't want to advertise that I was doing this in his stream because I felt like that would be kind of tacky. But his Saturday night streams go for like 7 hours, so I feel like I'm not really. It's like you can't block off. So I don't want to ever stream over people. Like sometimes Skip will do his streams, and I'm like, okay, well, he's only going to stream for an hour or two, so I can move around that, but 7 hours, I'm like, come on, Englantine, I'm not going to start streaming at 1 a.m. So I give, some time, but I don't want to advertise in there either and be like, yo, everyone come to my stream. That's like totally cheese. So, I figure I just leave quietly, and anyone that knows that I'm doing this can choose to come here if they want. Or if they're interested in buying comics, they're going to stay there. I think, if you're leaving the auction, you're not going to buy comics anyway. So I don't know if that hurts him. I don't know why. I'm just blabbing. I blab like I always do. Skip says, I enjoy the discount. Just bought Hawks and Pox book for my buddy's B-Day at about $5 off. Nice. Very nice. Yeah. That's a cool feature that Comixology has too, is you can gift comics. So you can buy people digital comics. Hint, 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 hint. No, just, no, but I mean, if you guys do ever feel like contributing and you want me to read something or do a video on it, and you want, to help support that, that'd be great, because unfortunately this whole Modelo virus thing has put me in a bind for sure. I'm sure a lot of you are feeling the sting too, so I don't want to make it sound like I'm in any worse position, but Skip says, I don't know how Englantine streams for so long. Doesn't he eat? I don't want to make comments about I have a funny thing to say on that, but it's not fair to say when he's not here. Eric says, get out of the weeds and get to reading already. All right, geez. Crack that whip. Let's see. How long has the stream been actually going? Oh, I can't tell because the StreamYard's work's all goofy. It's 10:20. That's why I started at 10. It's about 10 minutes. We're about 10 minutes in. We can talk just a little bit. Just a little bit about comics. I miss talking about comics. I really do. I have picked up what's that? Descender. I had put it down after reading the first volume of the omnibus, the first 16 issues. I had put it down for a while, and then it kind of went out of sight, out of mind, and then people were talking about binging comics. I was like, you know what, I need to get back into finishing that, and because I'm not getting any Ascender comics, my favorite book, and man, is that book fun. It's just like sci-fi, space opera, bad guys and cool characters and robot droids, and it's just, man, it feels like Star Wars. I really love that book, and the art's so beautiful, and Lemire just, it's the best thing I've read from him. I've read a couple books now. I did the what was that horror book my brain just does not work anymore. Gideon Falls, and it was enjoyable. It was creepy, it was atmospheric, and I enjoyed it. I read the Black Hammer book, that he did, and that was enjoyable too. And I haven't read anything by Lemire yet that I'm just like, meh, but there's something about Ascender and slightly less Descender that just feels fun. It just feels like it doesn't have the dark, morose nature of the other books that I've read. It's just, there is some darkness to it, but there's like a fun adventure, and the characters are interesting. I don't know. I can just talk about those books all day. I'm trying to think of a book to do after Birthright, because I don't know if I'm going to do more than 6 issues of Birthright unless it becomes super popular, and you guys are like, keep doing it. But I don't know if I see that as a thing, but we'll just let that evolve organically. I'm thinking that probably it won't go past 6 issues, the first trade, so we'll move on to something else. And I'm still looking for feedback. One of the things that I came up with in my Comixology stuff was Silver Surfer. I think it's called, not is it Requiem? It's, what is it called? Go to my books here. Naturally, Jimmy's not here because one of the reasons I'm considering it. Requiem. Silver Surfer Requiem. And it's by J. Michael Straczynski. It's a writer that I really like and a lot of people like. And art by Asad Rabik, which is the guy who did that Thor book that Jimmy keeps begging me to do. And it's a 4-issue miniseries, so it's not a huge investment into the show. And it's Silver Surfer, who I love. And I don't get to read many good Silver Surfer stories. I don't know if this is any good. But it's got to be okay, right? Like, at least the art will be real pretty. I don't know if anyone knows about this book. So give me your opinions on whether this is something you'd be interested. Eric says, America by National Treasure, Gabby Rivera. I don't have America, Eric. I don't own the National Treasure. Skip says, have you read Tokyo Ghost? You like SGM art, Sean Gordon Murphy, and it's cyberpunk remender with a dope story twist. Well, funny you should mention that, my friend Skip. He says it's short. Well, it's 12 issues. I don't know if I call 12 issues short. It's broken. It's broken into 2 volumes. But yeah, I actually have Tokyo Ghost. I have both volumes. And that is something that I was considering as well. But where Birthright, I don't have a problem with like Birthright and Gideon Falls doing like 6 issues and stopping, because it's like a long series, and I kind of like, I'll whet your taste buds and I'll give you the first story, and then if you really love it, you can pick it up and go with it. I don't really want to read half a story, but I'm also not sure I want to commit to, a bigger 12-issue series or however long it is. But so yeah, you can get these right now for $5, by the way. Apparently they're on sale. And yeah, Rick Remender is someone I've been wanting to check out based on his reputation. I love Sean Gordon Murphy's art. I like cyberpunk. This is on my list to read. FYI, by the way, look, this is one of those books that you actually can own. You can download a PDF or CBZ file. It's not just own it on Comixology. A lot of people will try to tell you that, like, oh, if you get your books on Comixology, you don't actually really own them. And it's like, that's bullshit. It's like, sometimes that's true, usually with DC and Marvel, but Comixology lets everyone make the choice. So typically Image, other publishers will let you download their books. Marvel and DC are the ones that are like, no, we're going to charge you $4 and not let you keep it. Yeah. Ed says, got a hoagie roll, egg, bacon, cheese, and gravy, and damn, it's good. Oh, that does sound good. Skip says, JMS and Rabique art sounds like a good combo. Does anyone know about this Silver Surfer Requiem? Because I just see the credits, and I see Silver Surfer, but I don't know anything about it. I don't know, was it, did it come around? Breen, you were around. Did you hear, you're supposed to be my resident expert on knowledge. You're the guy that I default to. And look, you can read it all on Unlimited right now. Oh, of course, that's the only way I can read it to you because I don't own it. Let's see. For untold years, Norrin Radd has surfed the galaxy. Now his ride is about to come to an end. Until then, the Silver Surfer would undertake his final voyage to the one destination that has always eluded him. His journey will end where it all began. 4 stars out of 5. Most books don't ever get less than 3 stars. Because everyone usually rates like they if you buy things based on your predisposition. So, and comic fans are notoriously like really generous with books. Like I see people being like, oh, I went and bought the trade paperback of Squirrel Girl. It's 5 out of 5. And you're just like, oh God, it's but you know how it goes. There's very few. There's some of the people that are salty like me that'll give books 1 star because but even that Venom Deadpool, what did that get? I wonder. Actually, what if what was it? What if Venom Deadpool? What was that? I want to see. What do you guys think that it got? See if you can guess before I get to it. Dun, 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 dun. Here it is. How many stars did the fans give it? Oh, 3 stars. See, so 3 is like, you could be the shittiest comic ever, and people will still be like, yeah, 3 out of 5 is pretty good. Oh, Marvel fans are so forgiving. Bless you, Marvel fans. Let's get into some Batman, so I don't waste the night away and have Eric forget where he's at. FF2's joined us. Ash on Comics. I read Silver Surfer Requiem and it's great. I recommend it. So there we go. Thanks, man. That's what I was looking for, was someone to give me some sort of green flag or something to direct me and say, hey, this, I wish we would have had that for that Venom Deadpool. Someone would have been like, no, time out, cut, abort. But what are you going to do? Skip says, I just heard England say he's hungry and ate lunch at 2 p.m. and it's 1 a.m. where he lives. Guess he answered my question. Yeah, you know what, though? I mean, honestly, we live in the first world. We're so spoiled. Going 12 hours without food, most of us are like, oh my God, it's 12 hours since I ate last. Meanwhile, in the third world, people are eating, like going days at a time without eating. So, yeah. Actually, from what I understand, it's actually good to fast from time to time. Just go a day without eating. Just drink water. Maybe have a little bourbon too. Okay, I got the book up on the wrong browser. I'm sitting here going, wait, why does this not? You guys don't see it because I'm a goofball and don't know what I'm doing. And alcohol doesn't help the situation. Okay. So, here we are. Batman, The Adventures Continue. Now, before we start, I need to remind you guys in the chat that I am no Kevin Conroy, okay? So before you start throwing virtual tomatoes and being like, boo, your Batman voice sucks. Dude, you try to do a Batman voice. I want someone to do a Batman voice. You can make good money, I think, if you could do a good Batman voice, because, something could happen to Kevin Conroy, God forbid. And they might need someone else to do Batman. No one can do it. No one. Kay says, I'm back. Did you start? Thanks, buddy. Anyways, so let's go to the full screen so you can get the full experience. This is Batman the Adventure Continues. This is essentially the successor to the Batman animated series TV show that's never coming back, but you can get the creative team, Burnett and Dini, to give you the stories, and this is how you can imagine what it would have been. Okay, says, boo, your Batman voice sucks. Yeah, well, it does. Don't I know it? And you have to deal with it, so But you know what? I hear if you drink a bunch of bourbon that my Batman voice will sound a lot better. Hardware, Part 1. Batman, The Adventures Continue, Chapter 1 by Alan Burnett and Paul Dini. Artist Hy Templeton. Colorist Monica Kubina. No one cares. This art, of course, is going to be like the cartoon. It's not going to be great art, but it's going to tell a good story. I hope. Let's go into it. All moons should be this bright. All nights this clear. Not that it matters to me. My sights aim considerably lower. Bane doesn't even wince. I will break you. Oh. Bump. I hit him with this half hour ago. Next time I quadruple the dose. And the darts. At least Bane is the worst thing I'll have to face this evening. Then again, it's only 10 o'clock. Crunch. Scream. Are you all right, Bullock? Oh, yeah, couldn't have been better. What the fuck? There he goes, Bat versus Bot. I forget how much fun Gotham could be. It looks like this is going to get personal. Crash. Choo. Yeah. It's a robot trashing the place. Put it back. Pchoo, pchoo, pchoo. Crunch. Crumble. Batman throws batarangs at it. Thwack, the thwack, the thwack. Ba-boom! And the robot throws a semi. Jeez. Batman dodges. And then the robot takes off into the sky. Whoosh. Round 1. Still no luck, sir. I can't pick up any heat signatures on the satellites. It's odd. Whatever method it uses to fly, it's not by jet propulsion or any other heat-generating means. And yet, I don't think it was extraterrestrial. Why would you even consider that? Because of what it stole. The vault contained a piece of alien hardware. Superman brought it to me. Wayne Enterprises was doing tests on it as a favor. Aliens? Robots? Makes one nostalgic for the Costa Nostra. What's the jacket for? A cocktail party at the Cloud 9 tonight. I thought merino wool and cashmere with a subtle blue stripe might be just the thing. Forget it. But I haven't even told you about the surprise guest. Why did we ever split up, Bruce? I still can't figure it out. One day we're a hot item, and the next friends. Friends is good, Veronica. If you want someone to catch her or to watch your cat. I told you I'm not the marrying kind. You say that, but I know you're a family man at heart. You just adopted another boy, didn't you? How many is this? She holds up 3 fingers. Tim is my ward. He's been with me for a while. Don't you ever think these boys could use a mother's touch? Alone in that big, drafty mansion. I imagine they feel as you must have felt at one time. Alone. Forgotten. My dear, there are many lost causes, believe me. I've spent a lifetime in one in particular, but none are so hopeless as trying to elicit even a soupcon of emotion from Bruce Wayne. Though I commend you for trying. Lex Luthor, Veronica Vreeland. Ah, the notorious mastermind of Metropolis. Your reputation precedes you. And don't believe everything you read in the Daily Planet. If you wouldn't mind, Miss Vreeland, I'd like a few minutes with Bruce alone. Maybe I can talk some sense into him. Have fun. I'll be at the bar. Feel free to stop by, Lex. I was surprised to hear you were in town, Luthor. Usually you let me know. I'm in and out this time. The fact is I'm not fond of this city. Not since that incident with the Joker, which I think you still blame me for, even though I was as much the victim as anyone. And I certainly don't need another encounter with your Batman. Scrubby little madman. Thinks he's so tough, though he wasn't very effective last night, was he? It could have gone better. As much as I hate the alien, the big blue Boy Scout comes in handy sometimes. He would have flattened that robot in no time. Maybe you could give me his number, you two being so close and all. Wouldn't help. He's always been around lately. Believe me, I know. If he's in the sky, he's on my radar. Last week he had a big battle on the far side of the moon, but since then, no sign of him. By the way, what did they get? They? It. The robot. I presume it didn't program itself. Wish I could tell you. Be that way. Hello? This is Clark Kent. I'm not available to answer your call, but if you would leave your name and... You're not going to leave a message? I wasn't expecting an answer. If he were anywhere on Earth, we'd have heard the news and been here by now. Nope, he's gone. That gloating maniac was right about that. Claremont Airfield, a secluded little landing strip just south of Gotham. Did a drug bust here last month. It doesn't attract the best clientele. Still, to a giant robot with a stolen vault, it's a perfect hideout. Kunk. Huh? I'm in, Alfred. It appears that the robot's unmanned. Let's find out what makes it tick. The scanner's attached. We should have a picture momentarily, sir. What about the vault? They're trying to crack the combination to open it. We may have gotten here just in time. Ugh! Chew! Of all the gin joints in all the world, why do you keep coming into mine, Batman? Next, in the clutches of Luther. All right. And that was fun. Man, it makes me really wish Burnett and Dini were writing a normal Batman series, man. I don't mind the cartoon art, especially for the, animation, because it's super difficult. You can't do animation at the level of comic book art. And that's one of the things that makes comics so cool, is because you can't animate them. And of course, they got to they draw it to have a consistency with the cartoon. But this isn't really the art as much as I enjoy Ty Templeton. It's not really my cup of tea. But they are fun stories. I really enjoyed this. Let's see what you guys thought in the chat. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So Dylan O'Connor came into the chat and said a bunch of things that got deleted by Eric Breen. I missed it. I guess I'll have Eric fill me in later what was said. Man, I missed the drama. Dang it. I need those drama clicks. So Ed says, why, dude? Mother hover, what the fuck? So, man, now I'm all curious. You got my curiosity going. Thanks for taking care of that, Eric. I really appreciate it. See, I gave Eric a wrench, and it all paid off. Tristan is in the house. Nerdette's new shack. What's going on, girl? Good to see you. I like when she stops by. Because I'm just a little dog. I'm just like a little fish in her big pond. Let's see. Skip and Tosh says, what's going on? See, I really want Batman the Animated Series to come back. Anyone else agree with me? Say aye. FF2, I'm pretty sure it's unanimous. I think anyone who's a comic fan wants Batman the Animated Series to come back because it's pretty much without rival the greatest animated comic book cartoon show ever. I mean, unless you're just like, I hate Batman. It's like, yeah, it's of course. But unfortunately, let's see, definitely worth more than $1. Yeah, Skip, you're right. I mean, this was fun. And I'm glad that I picked this up. Normally this wouldn't be something that I would do, but when I read several episodes ago and I did that the Batman and Robin, which was basically the same thing, Ty Templeton art, it was so fun. I was like, I love that book. Like we had so much fun reading that, and I think it was even better than this. So I'm gonna give this, what should I give this, 3 or 4 stars? FF2 says give it 4 out of 5. All right, man, you helped sell me on that. I was wavering, but I don't really want to fault the art because it's actually accomplishing what it's trying to do. So that's, you can't really fault it for that. It's not like it's a bad artist. Let's see. FF2 says, if you're wondering, it's the N-word. N-word? Why would someone come in here using the N-word? Doesn't make any sense. People are just weird, man. Skip and Taj, I'm reading up higher. Nice, FF2. Me too. Just hanging with y'all and enjoying the soothing sounds of Ash's voice acting. Is my Batman voice getting a little bit better? I'm trying. It's hard. I don't have the vocal cords. I've always had kind of a lighter voice, and so having that gravitas, I don't know how Kevin Conroy does it. When you just see him talk normally, you're like, oh, I would never imagine. Then he brings, like, his vocal cords just open up, and there's got that deep bass. Just you're like, whoa, all right, Kevin, nice. So yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. I feel like I need to give someone else a wrench because Eric can't always be here, unfortunately. All right, where did I put the chat screen? There it is. All right, I need to give Skip has now tool power. Thank you guys for watching out, because I wasn't looking at the chat at all. Other streams I could pay attention and do stuff, but when you're doing this, I'm trying to like not be distracted and so forth. So, waiting for some feedback on the book. Skip says that the art matches the show. Yeah, I agree, and that's kind of why I give it a pass. If it was just not from the, if it was just that way, I'd be like, all right, I guess this is suitable for like a kid's comic. But I gotta tell you, the writing is good enough. Not like that was a super deep story, but I felt like as I was reading it and I was trying to get into the voice of the characters, and I don't know if any of you guys, Skip might understand this because he reads comics live. If any of you guys ever read comics out loud, when you do that, you find yourself, first of all, it's a way different experience than reading the comic by yourself, like in your head, because oftentimes when you read things in your head, you can go at a way accelerated pace and you just process things different. But when you read it out loud, and then now I have to not only process what I'm reading and everything, but I have to sort of act it out. I have to use, like, it's different brain muscles, if you will. And it really makes me think about how the characters are talking even more than I normally would. Oftentimes I can give it a pass if a character sounds a little out of character. It's like, okay. But when you read it out loud and you're like, okay, I know kind of how Batman sounds, and I'm trying to emulate how he sounds, at least in my head. And when the dialogue goes off the rails and it's not fitting, it really stands out in your head. And for me, when I'm reading this, I was like, man, these guys, Burnett and Dini, man, they just know these characters. It just felt right. The dialogue and the scenes, like even the part where they were talking to the chick on the roof, like it just, I don't know. That was me. Just me geeking out. Kay says it was just some dumb troll. I think Skip says, I feel like Thor. All right. All right. Eric says, I'm not even all here, even when I am here. Kay is like, Birthright. And FF2 says, Silver Surfer Requiem is hands down one of my favorites. Check it out. All right, so that's a doubling down. That's going all in with his chips. I think Silver Surfer Requiem is moving up, is in the lineup of things to come. Is anyone having any refreshments tonight? If you are, let me know what your drink of choice is. It's always curious to get to know you guys a little better. Skip says, it's not easy to shift the gears and remember the voices that you use for each person. Oh, dude, don't I know it? Especially from show to show, right? Like, it's tough enough when I'm reading the comic and I'm like, okay, what was the voice I used for this person that I made up on the fly because I've never read this comic before? And then I saw a person and I said, I'll give him this voice. And then the next day, like, a couple days later, you read the next issue and you're like, I have no idea what voice I used for that person. So Eric says his drink of choice is Coke Zero. That is by far and away the best diet soda. I don't know what they did. I know what they did. They made some crazy cancer-causing concoction to make it taste good, but I'll drink Coke Zero too. Unfortunately, getting old is making me have to watch my sugar intake, and I have a massive soda vice. Like, that's my vice. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I'll drink alcohol on occasion, but usually in a social setting. Like now, I'm sitting here hanging out with you guys. Just going to have a little, 2 fingers in a low ball glass of some bourbon, sip on it while I talk to you. And then I may not, that's it. I rarely drink. I don't have any vices except soda, man. I am a soda fiend. And it's good when you're younger and everything. It's fine, and then as you get older, your body's just like, I'm not going to process sugar anymore. Um, so yeah, I used to be very anti-diet drinks because of the chemicals, and now I'm old enough to where I'm like, I'm gonna be dying soon. I mean, not tomorrow, but I'm not young anymore, and I'm just like, F it. It's either diabetes or whatever phenylalanine stuff is in Coke Zero. You can't escape it. And I'm like, well, I could just drink water and be super healthy. And then I'm like, well, yeah, but kind of the point of living is to enjoy life somewhat too. So anyways, Skip says soda's his too. And when he stresses, he really drinks a lot. Oh man. Yeah. I'm addicted. I'm a lifelong addict. Definitely actively changing that. Yeah. The thing that I try to do is temper it. Like I used to just drink soda, like that's it, religiously. Like, oh, I need a drink, have a soda. Like, and so now what I try to do is make soda more of a special thing. I drink a lot of iced tea, like just unsweetened iced tea, which I like. And I drink, maybe a majority of what I drink is that. Or I'll try to drink water. And then that way, when I do have a soda, I feel like, okay, if I'm drinking soda only 10 or 20% of the time instead of 100% of the time, I can feel a little bit better about it and feel like I'm excusing, anyways, you don't care about that. Eric says, I switched to water and had a stroke. Wasn't worth it. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. And Skip says, I do that same thing. Yeah, I don't mind water. It's just more, I like water. I like unsweetened tea. I like healthy beverage, but none of them replace soda. That's the problem. Like I can drink water and I'm fine. It tastes fine. Enjoy it. But I have that craving. I need that burn in the back of my throat. I need that specific flavor of the cola. That just, I'm an addict. All right. Birthright number 3 coming up here. Seems like Birthright is being enjoyed. It's unfortunate that I couldn't get many people in the chat. Although, I just remembered I didn't share my stream tonight because I'm a moron. If you guys don't mind sharing, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to do that right now for myself because I was stupid. I did actually post, fortunately, that I was planning on streaming. Hopefully that got out to some people. And again, I don't know if I should stream on Saturday nights because England's got his thing going on. Let's see, share. All right, tweet. There you go. If you guys could that would be really cool. If you don't want to share, if you want to just do anything for me, like the bare minimum, like, hey, I kind of halfway like what you're doing, Ash. It's better than sitting here watching paint dry. Feel free then to click that little thumbs up button to help YouTube algorithm halfway notice that I exist in the midst of all the other nonsense that YouTube does. Let's see. FF2 says, any show that you guys have been watching? Netflix's Kingdom is really cool. Go check it out. I've heard this. I might have to go check it out. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore, but I really am looking forward to watching Westworld. I love the first 2 seasons of Westworld, and my buddy, who I roommate with, loves it too, but unfortunately he is a super stickler. He only likes to binge TV. So I'm like, dude, Westworld's out, let's watch it. And it's like Nope, wait till the whole season is out, and then so I have to wait. I'm like, fuck. Or I could watch it by myself, but I enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching shows with people, and Westworld is a really good one. I really enjoyed The Boys on Amazon Prime. It started off. I mean, it started off strong. It was always a strong show, but it was really getting bleak for me. Like halfway through that season, I was like, man, this is too dark and bleak, and like, is there any redeeming value to this story? So I think I stopped like 6 episodes in and like didn't come back to it for a month or two. And I was like, it's only I think it's an 8 episode series or season. It's not a long season. I was like, I got a couple episodes to go. I should probably just pick it up and finish it off. And then the last 2 episodes are really good. I was like, oh yeah, this show really picked up and actually has characters of like redeeming value. And then the way the season, the way it ended, like it ends on like a really cool hook to be like, oh man, now things are going in another direction. And I really like that. And I feel like it's appropriate for comic books. I don't know how it compares to the comic book. You can get The Boys on Comixology. That's another thing I was thinking about doing was The Boys. I watch a lot of YouTube too, Skip. That's the problem. YouTube has taken me away from dramatic television. I don't know why. Eric says Bosch is the best show on television right now, with the possible exception of Better Call Saul. Oh, I've never heard anyone rate Bosch that highly. I know a lot of people like Better Call Saul. I did watch all of Breaking Bad, and that was a really good show, but man, again, it was bleak. After it was over, I was just like, okay, that was really impressive writing and acting and storytelling, but it was not fun. It's like, so I have a hard time with that. I'm very much a snob, as most of you guys know. I did finish Star Trek Picard, which I think I'm more forgiving of the modern Star Treks than most people. I actually really like, again, I'm going to lose a bunch of subscribers here. I actually really like Discovery. If you give that show a chance, if you get past like the first half of the season and you get past sort of the progressiveness that's in the show, which it's there, but ultimately it has a really good story. And then season 2 also had a really good story, and it ended in a situation where I was like, oh, they actually took this into a direction that makes sense. And I was always wondering, I was like, how are you guys fitting this into the continuity? And I'm a big, I'm very anal with Star Trek too. I really, that show does a lot of things wrong, but what it does right, it does oh so right. And Picard started off decent, but holy crap, did that show go off the rails on like the last episode. It just was like dive off a cliff. I was like, what? What? Like, yeah. Anyways, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, probably don't care. Let's see. I don't know if you guys are mentioning anything you watching. I might check out Bosch. I know it's based on a series of crime books that I've thought about reading from once upon a time. Let's see. Weird. If you are in America, I think Netflix released all the episodes of a show and then all of them are out, not released one by one. Correct. You are correct, Kay. But only Netflix does that. Every other streaming service releases them weekly, which I actually prefer. I think the Netflix method is actually kind of destroying television in many ways, because hear me out on this. It used to be, you get into a TV show, and I'm gonna use like 24. Remember the show 24 with Kiefer Sutherland? 24 was a pretty good show for network television, and it was 24 episodes. You had 24 episodes for the whole year. Each episode was an hour of real time, was kind of its gimmick. And then if you watched it all together, it was 24 hours of real time. The things happened in the show, but you had to wait week after week after week to watch it. And then you would go on little hiatuses for a little bit of time, and they'd stretch that out for like 8 months. Now, it used to be as fans and TV watchers that we just accepted it. That's the way things were. We didn't whine and bitch and moan, and we're just like, oh, we can't wait till it comes back off of break and we get the new episodes. But the important thing that was cool about it is it's, if you loved that show, and you may not, maybe you're like, 24 sucks. I'm just using this as an example. If you loved that show, it would stay. It would have that water cooler effect where you'd work and you'd be talking, oh, did you see the last episode of 24? Holy crap. What are we? And it would stay in the zeitgeist, if you will, for like 8 months. Nowadays, one of my favorite shows is Stranger Things. Man, that first season of Stranger Things is freaking so good. I binged it in like 2 days. I watch all the seasons pretty much that way. Just binge it. It's because it's like 10 episodes. You watch 5 episodes one night, 5 episodes, done. And then it's gone. You love it. As you're watching it, you're like, that was amazing. But you don't sit around and talk about it for months at a time. And you just kind of move on. You have a fond memory of it, but not in the same way that I've had fond memories of my great shows that I've loved in the past. And I feel like it's damaging things. That's my thing. Toss a coin to hear Witcher, says FF2. Yeah, I watched Witcher. Witcher was all right. It's got some potential. Let's see. Bosch on Amazon releases their entire seasons at the same time. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought Amazon released weekly. If you guys like period piece stuff, there's a show that you can, I think it's on Netflix. It's a BBC show called The Last Kingdom. And that's a show that I recommend. Takes place during the Viking occupation of England back in like the 8th century, I think. It's the same time period as that show Vikings that's on like History Channel, which that's a show I really want to watch too. But Last Kingdom is it's a drama, and it's done by the BBC. And I what I love about the show is it has a certain authenticity to it that feels like this could only be made by British people. Like only they really understand their culture and their history the way that they do. Like Hollywood would have not done it this way. And I really liked it. So I recommend checking that out on Netflix. That's a show. Yeah. I need to catch up on, what's that other show on Amazon Prime? The Expanse. I read the book series. I think I've read the first 6 books. I think there's like 7 and 8 out now, or at least 7. I know I haven't read the newest book. I need to catch up on that, but that's a great book series. It's really fun. And I've watched the first 2 seasons. The first season was really close to the first book. The second season kind of drifted off, so I was like, I don't know. But it still is good enough, and Amazon, it got canceled, and Amazon picked it up, so people are really liking it, so I'm really wanting to pick that up too, because I really like where The Expanse goes. If you like sci-fi shows, that might be worth your while. Let's get into Birthright, shall we? Since you guys seem tired out of talking. This is one of my favorite independent comics that is currently out right now. It's by one of my favorite writers, Joshua Williamson. And it is featuring art by, what's his name? Luc, I want to say, not Luc. I'm thinking of Luc Besson, the filmmaker, but it's Andre Bresson. Surprising. I'm really liking his art. This book has everything that I love. It's right up my alley. And here we are for book 3. Hopefully you've been following along so far, so you understand what's going on in the story, and you're not jumping in the middle of it and not getting the full effect. But if you are, all right. All right, let's begin. I hope you're all tucked in your beds, by the way, and got your little teddy bear, your little whatever you call it, your little snuggle blanket. Got the lights off, but you got your nightlight on because, the monsters will come out of under the bed if you don't got your nightlight on. A doctor, football star, president, basketball star, an artist, a baseball star. Would you cut it out? Jeez. I'm telling you, Wendy, the moment that kid can hold a ball, I'm teaching him how to throw it. How about you, Brennan? What do you want your little brother to grow up to be? He's gonna be my best friend. Ah! You're not escaping, big guy. Bang, 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 bang. You think your weapons can stop me? I've been... Bang, 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 bang. Trained to battle magic. Bang, 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 bang. And monsters that if... Boom. Look at that kick to the groin. Monsters that if you were ever to see them would make your eyes bleed. Bang, bang, bang. It is my fate to save this world. Just chops right through the gun. No one will stop me. Wait. Mikey! No, don't! What are you doing? Thug! He headbutts him. Lost control of myself in the moment, my brother. We must hurry. Follow me. Brennan! Mom's car has to be around here somewhere. We can use that to... What are you doing? He's helping Mikey. That's not Mikey. Wendy, we need to stand by our son. No, Aaron, stop. I get it. You really think the man beating up the police is going to help us? Woo, woo, woo. Mom, stay back. It isn't safe. Holy. Crush. We're gonna be in so much trouble. Nothing can get in the way of my mission, brother. Nothing. Every minute spent not hunting for the war criminals, the 5 mages, is a minute that this world is in danger. Get in. You're not taking my car. Mom, come on. We're going nowhere, honey. This has to stop. I know you want to believe that's Mikey, and so do I, but... Then let's go. But this is not the way to... Are you coming or not, Wendy? If we're going to get away from the feds, we gotta hit the road. It's not that easy. I don't trust you, Aaron. You never had faith in this family. Mother. Please. No. I can't. What? Get in the car. I'll take care of you. I'm never going back. Screech. It's not my destiny. I guess that was a little kid's voice. It's not my destiny. Just need to find those woods where they took me. My mom and dad will be looking for me, and they'll tell them that I'm not a hero. Monster lurking in the woods. Hello? Relax, it's just us. Where do you think you're going? Yeah. Home. It's not that easy. I don't care. I don't want to learn how to play with swords or magic. I'm not who you think I am. Maybe, not today, but you will be. How do you know? Because Rook says so. Destiny has no place in war, but if Rook believes, then I must. Oh, no. She's here. It scoops him up. Hide! Hide! Get into the trees! Something's coming. You feel that? Something just came by here, Morek. I wonder where it was headed, eh? What is... Shh. Don't hide. I know you're there. We can sense you. You might as well show yourself. Rawr! Ah, there you are. You're just a lonely baby, aren't you? Too young, too brave, and too stupid. Where is your dear mother? Rawr! Crack. She just makes mince meat out of it. Just waves her staff, apparently. Just look at that. Gruesome. Foolish creature. Let us press on, Morek. The death ahead of us won't be as boring as this. Kids hiding in the forest. Who was that? Callista, the Pale Rider, God King Lor's right hand. She's hunting Rook. We thought we lost her days ago, but she must have caught our trail. Callista used to be one of us, but betrayed us to join Lor's army. The Nevermind has her now. What's the Nevermind? It's a part of Lor. It allows him to always be with you, corrupt and guide you. But you have to choose to let it in. Why didn't we just fly away? Why did we hide? We're just not strong enough for that kind of height and speed yet. This was that same monster that tried to attack me in the woods when I first came here. That's gotta be close. I can go home. No. No, Mikey. You can't go. Home. Huh? It's the mother. Look at that sweet ass 2-page spread. Gorgeous. How would you like to be facing that thing as a little kid? It must think we killed its baby. It's not going to care who did it. Fly! We need to! Move fast. Grab everything you need and get it now. The FBI is to be right behind us. Brennan, get the emergency supplies from the garage. Hustle, boys. Just as you remember it? They thought Dad killed you, you know. Like he murdered you in those woods or something. That's impossible. Dad would never. You have no idea how bad it got. You disappearing tore our family apart. I didn't. I had no idea what happened in my absence. For you, it was a year, but for me it was much longer. But once I complete my mission, we can become a family again. You keep saying that. I thought you defeated the evil in the other world, slayed the king and all that, but you're talking about some wizards? 5 war criminals escaped Terranos and came to Earth. Their presence here has created a rip between the worlds. It's how Rook was able to grab me in the first place. They are evil incarnate, operating in secret to allow Lore's legacy to breed on Earth. The longer the doorway between our two worlds remain open, it gives them more power to leech from Terranos. The authority and the ability to gather forces that will bring Terranos and Earth closer than ever. And only when they have been sent back to Terranos will all the dark forces be truly defeated. Brother, I might have been the hero. Sorry, brother. I might have been the hero there, but that place was a nightmare. The horrors I saw, the war, no one should have to live through that again. No one. I'm sorry, Mikey. I wish we could just stay here, but Brooks and the feds won't let us be together. We gotta go, and we gotta go now. What about Mom? She made her choice. You have any idea how to find these wizards? That is what I need your help with. It has been so long since I've been here. I'm not as skilled at the ways of this world. They are hidden, scattered around the world, disguising their evil among you. But before I left Terranos, I managed to write down the location of one in my notebook. Ward the Betrayer. He escaped here after infesting countless citizens of Terranos with his cursed weeds. His evil knows no bounds. If we find him and the legends are true, we will have to surprise him, or he will kill us all. That's the end of Book 3 of Birthright. Oh, I love this book so much. Man. I love this book. I hope you guys are really enjoying it at least half as much as me, and then that'll be a lot of enjoyment. Don't miss the next issue, Birthright number 4, on sale January 2015. Can you believe it? It's 5 years ago this came out. And this comic series is still running. So, sitting around roasting marshmallows. Nice picture. Yeah, tell me in the chat what you guys are thinking about this. If you've read it before and you have, already formed opinions. Or if this is your first time experiencing the story, how's it coming across for you? Very much would like to know. Like to talk about. It's part of the fun of doing this is talking about comics. Not just reading them. Let's see what I missed in the chat. Did anyone come in and start talking racist nonsense? Let's see. Nope. Looks like everything's stayed up good. Let's see. Where was I before? Skip says I have a hard time with Garth Ennis stuff. But Wes is trying to get me to read his Punisher book. You know what? I read his... what was it? Eric Breen had recommended... it's like Welcome Back Frank, I think is what it's called. Garth Ennis series from, I think, 2000. It's a 12-issue series. And I didn't really enjoy the art on the book, but it was a really fun read. It's not quite the Punisher I normally like as much. I kind of like a darker, grittier kind of Punisher. This book was actually kind of a, I don't want to say tongue in cheek, but almost like a dark comedy. Like, it was Punisher and he was a vigilante and he kills people, but there was definitely like humor. Not that the Punisher, he's not cracking jokes, but like around him. Garth had a really good sense of how to bring like fun to the book. And it's difficult to describe without having the book to like show you or anything, but that's not a bad place to start if you're wanting to experience Garth and his Punisher, and you're kind of worried like, oh, this is going to be just too dark and dreary and just like violent for the sake of violence. It's not. That might be the one that convinces you like, oh, hey, Garth and his Punisher, you know. Anyways, I enjoyed it. The art was for me, but Eric loves the art, so maybe you will too. Let's see. FF2 says you should. It's really good. I'll check out episode 1. So Bosch, blah, blah. Okay. Netflix Kingdom takes place after the invasion of the Japanese. There's a horror element to it. If you have a horror fan, then you're going to love the show. Interesting. Nala says, I'm going to be on voice chat after this if anyone is around. I'll be around. I'll join you on voice chat. That's a fun place to go. Skip, I usually do actually a after party on my streams anyway to chat. Did that last week. Skip says, I'm going to have to get this now. Lol. Nice. I really hope you enjoy it. Like I said before, the first 3 volumes of Birthright are available on Comixology. So if you're wanting to sample it and you're not like, I don't know if I really want to make the investment or whatever, you'll know by the end of this trade. This is one of the best single trades. I picked up when I first did this way back with the Ash and Bat show and we talked about it. I was so enamored with this book. I went on eBay and found a guy selling like issues 1 through 33, I think it was at the time. It was like pretty much almost the whole series. I think there were like 4 issues out afterwards. I think it was on issue 37 by the time, but I was able to get all of that. And for a really, really good price. I think it was like $50, you know, so like 30 comics. Oh, and it came with the first trade. But the first trade also had the floppies. It wasn't like the trade was in place of the floppies. So I took the trade when I got it and I just gave it to my friend. I was like, here you go, man. I think this is a book up your alley. I think you really enjoy it. Here's a present, you know, and it was, you know, beautiful mint condition. I got a deal on this whole run. And yeah, he came back to me within a week and he's like, oh my God, that was so good. I was like, man, awesome. I'm so glad you like it, wasn't it? And one of the things when I read this book and I'm reading it to you now, can't you see this being a movie? Can't you see like how well like this would play as a film, and the way Josh is writing it, the way he like cuts scenes where like it'll be in the past and the boy will say something and then the dialogue will carry over into the present and it's like the older version of himself like continuing the sentence, and it's like a kind of a movie trope that I see a lot. Being on the run from the cops, but then cutting back into some fantasy scenes and fighting them like this, I think would be utterly fantastic film, but it doesn't feel like it was written for that. Like I don't like some books you feel like Gideon Falls, to be fair, it was pretty good, but I felt like it's like, hey, hopefully Netflix will pick this up, and it would probably be a good show. But Birthright, I just, man, I geek out when I love a book a lot. I really love a book. Ed says this is as good, if not better, than Gideon Falls. I agree, absolutely. Like, and no, Gideon Falls is fine, but this is awesome. I love it so much. Let's see. Skip agrees. Kay is cheering on for Quantum and Woody. Man, he's a big Quantum and Woody fan. It makes me feel more open to it. The boys and the preacher way too gratuitous for me. I couldn't make it through. I have not read the boys comic book. I don't know if you've seen the TV show at all, Skip, but the TV show is kind of that way too. And it was like, wow, this is too gratuitous and like just bleak for me. And I almost couldn't finish the show. But once I got through it, I was glad that I did. And it made me actually kind of want to go and read the comics. I've heard the comics are even like more so I'm not sure how that'll pan out. But let's see. FF2 Silver Circle Requiem, that's the third. Doug Johnson is in the house. Good to see you, Doug. It's a new name I'm not familiar with. If you've been here before, I'm sorry, I don't remember, but thanks for joining us. Punisher Soviet got pretty dark towards the end. And to be fair, Punisher is a dark source. Like, Punisher should never be Deadpool, or anything. Punisher's kind of a dark thing. How close to the end does it get dark? Skip's asking. All right, so we've reached the end of the chat. What time is it? It's getting towards the 11:30 hour. So that's probably a good time to wrap it up. I think 2 stories will be enough for tonight. I'm trying to work out a schedule to plan and have my streams be a little bit more, something you guys can like schedule and know and not just be impromptu, because I realize that by doing it just at random times, you guys might be sleeping, might be at work, might be doing other things and not getting the audience and then knowing when to tune in. And so right now, and this is not official, this is just tentative, me thinking, I'm kind of wanting to do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing where I'll do a bedtime story Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and hopefully like schedule it like 10 o'clock Pacific every time, about an hour and a half long, so you don't have too long of an investment. Hour and a half, about a half an hour of jibber jab, and about a half hour per book. Seems like a nice stream time. I have a tendency to just go on way too long. I can sit here and talk all night, and then the next thing I'm boring everyone to tears, if you're not bored already. So let me know what you think about that. I'm also open to doing some collaboration stuff. I know me and Skip have been sending smoke signals to each other about, hey, collaboration, good idea. And the other person, yeah, sounds a good idea. And then we just sort of like, doesn't happen, and it's no one's fault, but we just hopefully we'll find some time to have some panel discussion stuff, because I really like doing that too. I don't get to do enough of that, and I feel like it's having conversation is easier than doing this right now. Like I'm trying to be like a radio host and just talk about stuff, and it's how much is there to talk about. So with that, I'm going to start wrapping things up. I want to thank everyone for joining me and making this stream what it is. It really is all about you. It's all about hanging out together, reading some comics together, shooting a shit about it, and saying what we like. Maybe sometimes we'll get a couple of bad ones and we can have fun roasting it. But so far, I thought tonight was 2 really fun issues. So tomorrow night, wait, not tomorrow. I don't know when the next one is. It might be tomorrow, or it might be Monday. I'm not 100% sure yet. But it's a possibility to be tomorrow. I don't know. But the next one, I got another Batman issue. So if you liked this one, we'll do another one, and we'll see how that goes. And I think that's going to do it. Join me over on my Discord, the Ashland Comics Discord. I'm going to do live, after party, shoot the breeze. You guys can talk on the mic as well. Or you can just sit and do text chat. You don't have to talk on the mic if you don't want. And we'll have fun there. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you all. If you don't join us, have a good evening and enjoy good comics.